A stiff silence lingered between the sisters as they passed Virgil Verga's farm. The Potters' and Millers' farms did nothing to budge their stubbornness, either. It was not until their feet touched the well-trodden clay of their village that Selina began to walk a little closer to her big sister, and suddenly she stopped. "What?" Valora asked, having stopped a few steps after. "Asagi," Selina said. She took the skin from her sister and turned down a different path. "Oh, no you don't," fumed the older sibling. "You're not running away." "No, I'm just going to give these two— Ow, 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 ah!" Valora's practiced fingers pulled Selina back by her hair. "No, you're going to face Father. Then you can go see your witch." "But, ow, ow! Oh, come on, sis." "No, no, and no. You're going to listen to your big sister and go see him before he runs off any more of my customers." Selina wanted to tackle her sister and go down fighting, but her hands were full of heavy hide, and they had both learned long ago that where the head went, the body followed. Dragging was only required for a few feet. Eventually, the red-haired, beet-faced hunter followed her sister obediently. Once they could see the door, the grip on her hair was released. "Selina!" Now there was no escape. "There's my most ungrateful urchin. You think you can wait me out? I've been waiting a mite bit longer, and I know where you sleep." Selina tried to think of a way to escape this lecture, but it looked as if he had gained 3 extra wrinkles and at least a dozen gray hairs since this morning. He was good and ready to unleash. "Look at you!" their father bellowed, marching towards her as he spoke. "Blood on your hands and flesh in your arms. Bruto's gonna love all the things you bring home. More meat than he's ever been able to afford, and a wife who brings home materials. I'm sure he'll not even notice your roamings, as long as you remind him you're married from time to time." They were now face to face. Though they were equal in height, Selina's eyes were wide, and her feet were frozen in awe of her father's anger. She had not seen him like this since she stopped wearing dresses. "Gods and devils, girl," he growled. "What did I do to deserve this? I don't ask much. Against all good sense, I let you wear those pants and run around in the woods, and I don't lock you up the way some would. Why do you run away? Do you think I'm going to change this? I found the only man who will take you, and he doesn't need much, just a pat on the head and maybe a meal from time to time." He paused for a breath, then leaned in so close only they could hear. "I'm sure you can control him the way Valora controls her man. It's not a great deal, but you'll be married and can own things. I'm sure that nitwit won't outlive you, so you can be an owning widow when he's gone. Please, please, Selina, I beg you to be reasonable." "Reasonable?" Selina muttered as the word penetrated her paralysis and showed her the way to her voice. "How is becoming another man's property reasonable? If I wait a few years, I'll be an old maid. Then I can live in a hut on my own like Asagi." "Just like that?" "Yeah." "And who's going to buy your hides?" her father asked, his voice beginning to rise. "No one. You'll be a witch. That's what they'll say. They already don't trust Asagi, but her potions work so well they let her stay. What can you offer that we can't get on our own? You're going to push them too far. They already scarred you once. You're one bad harvest away from a witch-burning, girl. I want you to be safe." "Safe and dead inside," Selina snapped back. "Even as Bruto's property. What if he wants children? I doubt he gets how that works, and I'll be banished before I show him." "Oh, you mule-brained," her father growled through clenched teeth. "He doesn't even look at women." "What makes you think—" "Oh, he looks," she cut him off as her chest heaved with angry breaths and her face became the color of her hair. "You just don't notice. You never notice. I was invisible until I caught you. Bruto leers like a freak, and then— Bunk! Her father yelled over her. "And if he does, then maybe he'll make a woman of you. Teach you to be a— I am a woman, father!" Selina stomped her foot, leaned inches from his face, and shook the skin in her arms at him. "I can hunt and feed myself. I don't need your house. I can make it on my own. You just want to be rid of me." "What?" "Yeah, you want to be rid of me so you can marry that woman!" "What are you— Bella!" Selina screamed the name so hard she almost broke the blood vessels in her face. Her voice echoed in the air and settled on the big man's shoulders like a storm. "Why do you hate Bella?" Her father's voice was more controlled. Bewilderment had sapped some of his fire. "I saw you!" Selina spat. "I know you're like them. You cheat! You scoundrel!" "Selina, your mother's been dead almost 18 years. I'm allowed to move on." "No! I know! I killed her!" No, you did." "Yes, I did! I killed her with these!" Selina slapped her shoulder, leaving the bloody smear. The hide was not yet clean, and her lack of attention allowed it to leak onto her. "I'm too wide! That's why she's dead! That's why I was poxed! That's why everyone hates me!" Selina, I'm sorry." "Shut up! Don't tell me what to do! You don't love me! You don't love me! You never loved me! I'm just in the way! Well, I'll just leave then!" A heavy hand struck her firmly across the cheek, knocking her to the ground. The blow sent her whole world spinning and disrupted her anger as well as her sight. When she looked up at him, it suddenly dawned on Selina that they were there. All of them. The whole village was watching. "Never question how much I love you," her father said in his evenly controlled tone that could not be ignored. "Don't you ever let me hear you talking that way about yourself." The power of his love and the presence of everyone she had ever known washed away her ability to fight back. Humiliation fell over her like a rain of quills, piercing her belly like an arrow into a kill. Anger and hurt clouded her mind, dulling her wit. "This will all make more sense to you someday," her father continued. "But right now, you need to go to your room and sleep on things."